Hi Lasse, how's it?
Good, how are you?
Very good. Kind of wet. There's a torrential downpour outside and the air is so humid and thick you could cut it with a knife probably.
Oh yeah.
So we got some exciting news this week. We crushed the 8,000 subscriber barrier on our YouTube account. Pretty exciting. And yeah, I often think back to how I made that very first video. It's almost been 4 years now. And never expected much to come of it, and at the beginning there was absolutely nothing. I mean, I posted that video and for weeks no one looked at it. I mean, there was 4 people, one was you, the other one was our mom, and that was about it. So, and then there was just this time where I don't know what happened with the algorithm, whatever, it just took off and people started looking at the smoker build all around the world and writing comments, and I was just blown away. And yeah, that was exciting. And then I remember that I was very bummed out when there wasn't, you know, when the end of Taste of Texas came and there wasn't anything more to record. And I remember us talking, and yeah, then we decided to do the G-Class project, which really had nothing to do with barbecue, but it was also kind of the two of us in the workshop and welding and grinding and picking things up and figuring things out. And yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it looks like, you know, people are enjoying watching that, because I guess the 8,000 subscribers, that's a testament to that. So thank you everyone out there who supported us over those years, who left a like, left a comment, whatever you did, it worked. And we're excited to continue this and keep making more videos, albeit, you know, 2020 being a difficult year and Corona and things not going to plan, and yeah, also things not going to plan for us all the time. Now I'm here in South Africa, and we're not ranching on the G-Class together right now. But yeah, I said at the very beginning when we started Project Thor that obviously the channel couldn't be called Taste of Texas anymore, and but we also didn't have anything else to call it, so we called it in my name. But it's not really about me, so over those past months we put our heads together and came up with a new name. And some of you may have already seen it on the channel. We put up a new banner. The channel is going to be called Rova, and yeah, it's kind of a fantasy name, but at some point when we reach 20,000 subscribers, then we're going to tell you how we came up with that story. Is that a deal? Very good.
Sounds good, yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be Rova from now on, and we're going to continue making videos on the G-Class and the Toyota Land Cruiser. The last project update we gave people on December 1st, it was kind of a disappointing one, I remember, because there wasn't a whole lot of news to share. We had finally gotten the body out from the powder coating, and most of the other parts, the axles were still there, and the body we had dropped off for the paint job, and we're excited about that happening soon. And since then, we've kept totally quiet. There was no update whatsoever on January 1st on the G-Class, so and I haven't seen it in a long time. I haven't been in Germany for over 2 months now. So yeah, I guess we're all excited for you to fill us in on what's happened over these past basically 3 months.
Like you said, the last update has been on December 1st, I guess. And since that, unfortunately, nothing really happened. I brought the body to my workshop, and we were kind of hoping that the guys at the paint job had time for us and would just do a quick paint job. But yeah, the moment I rolled in there with the body, that was something, because, you know, all of the colleagues and the paint job guys came out and took a look, and yeah, they had their things to say about, you know, how we did the things and that it's not professionally done.
Right.
You know, they have the eye for it. They just see that, you know, how we put the body putty on it, and it's just the right way, I guess. But
right.
And then of course, you know, they had, because of Corona, they had reduced hours, and just a couple of people were there, not all the staff, and so they just couldn't find the time for, you know, doing all the preparation for the body putty and for the paint.
And then Christmas came around.
Yeah, exactly. Then Christmas and the holidays came around, and that's why we're still here with no paint on the body. But yeah, finally we have some new news on that front, because I found a paint job that has time and has space for us, and they're gonna take this project and, you know, maybe do a little bit of repairing here and there, that the body putty that we put on there the right way.
Yeah, improve it a little bit.
Yes, they're gonna make it the right way, and then finally they're gonna put paint on our body. So yeah, I hope in the next video on the G class we can finally show that it's done and it's painted.
Is that something that's going to happen next week then?
It's going to start next week. I'm going to move the body to the shop next week.
Yeah.
And then he said he's going to need like 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay.
So cool. Yeah, that's going to start next week.
And we'll be able to shoot some video of that.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna have some videos of all the steps he's doing, and
good.
And before we took this decision that we're gonna bring this to the new shop, we kind of had the question about giving it away and giving the work away, because we started all of this under the chapter of doing it ourselves.
Right.
And not doing it the right way maybe, but doing it our way. And so yeah, it was a big question of giving it away and letting someone else doing it. And it's gonna be expensive, but after that I think it's gonna be right, and it's gonna be done a little bit more professional than we could have done ourselves.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a discussion we had, because on the one hand, we want to really be able to use this vehicle for what we think it was meant for, and that's not as a mall crawler, but to go through the bushes and down the valleys of Romania and get it stretched up. And you don't want to do that if you have like it's in a condition that it could be on some showroom floor or at a car auction. So we wanted this to be a rough and tumble work vehicle. On the other hand, of course, having gone through all these steps to save it basically from the brink of death, and also get it rust-proof for years to come, we were like, maybe this is a good investment. We're still going to get it scratched up, but especially in those parts where you're not going to see it, just getting a professional who can get the paint in all the places where it needs to go in, and especially in like the corners that are hard to get to. And I know for myself that I get tired of doing it the right way, and I start cutting corners, and then what you see from afar looks good, but when you start really going into the fine details, then I start getting sloppy. And yeah, so we made the decision to get a professional involved, and this paint job is just one of those things where everyone's going to be able to tell an amateur paint job from a professional paint job. The way an amateur, or you're no longer an amateur, but the way we install a water pump from the way a professional installs a water pump, there's not going to be any difference, hopefully. But with the paint job, I feel like that's one of those areas where it's really going to be very obvious. And so yeah, we made the decision to bite the bullet and pay the money and get that done professionally. And when I left, we had picked up everything from the powder coating place except the... whoa, das war ein heftiger Donner. So when I left, we picked up the frame from the powder coating, but we still had our axles there. The axles were still there, and they said that was kind of an intricate part, especially because we had left the drive shaft bearing in the axles, because we didn't have that specialized tool, so we just left it in there, and they said, yeah, I really have to be careful about not getting sand in there. So what's the latest on that?
Yeah, they called me, and they said they had a little incident because they tried to heat it up to dry it before sandblasting, and because of all the oil and the grease in the bearing, they had quite a lot of smoke in their shop.
Holy smokes.
And he said it was seconds before the the fire guys were called.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said they're not going to be able to do this with the bearings still inside. So I had to pick them up and disassemble them and clean them with a power washer to get all the grease and all the oil out of there. But yeah, I think that turned out pretty good. And I brought it back to him last week. And he said they're going to be able to do it this way.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that, a couple of weeks to have it done.
Cool. Okay. And then finally, you wanted to get started on the engine restoration. Take that to your workshop and get started disassembling it all. What's the latest on that?
Yes, finally, I can also start next week on that to bring the engine and the transmission and the transfer case to my workshop and disassemble that. And I ordered the seals, and they're also like repair sets or repair kits for all of those. And yes, I'm going to start disassemble and clean and put it all back together, make it look like new.
Cool.
That's going to start next week as well, yes.
We still need to figure out all the camping side of things, the rooftop tent and the kitchen and all that kind of stuff. We want to make it into a fully functional overlander, touring rig, stuff like that. So yeah, we still need to allocate time for that. So just the reassembly to get it back to basically the state where it's drivable and road legal and we can get it licensed. Hopefully that's only going to take us 2 months. And yeah, we'll have the camera with us and we'll be sharing all that. We decided to split up a little bit the channel into these 2 projects. So the first of the month, we're always going to give you an update on Project Thor and how that is going. And if there is anything else, for the month of February and for the month of March, I will still bring you some content from South Africa, what's happening with the Land Cruiser FJ60, because that's really exciting, and I have a little more time on my hands down here to be filming and editing, so I'm going to be sharing some content on that. That's going to be during the month, but the first of the month you can always rely on there's going to be some sort of update on what's happening with Project Thor. And then yeah, we are super excited to hopefully this summer finally share with you some images of it not just being rusted or completely disassembled in pieces, but actually, driving through the mud, up the mountain, winching, all the good stuff that we've been looking forward to, and that really is the reason that we've embarked on this project in the first place. People sometimes ask us, do you plan on selling it, or like what was the motivation behind it? And we're like, no, we just couldn't afford to buy one, so we're like building our own. But we want to have the vehicle, we want to use the vehicle. It's not about the truck itself, it's about the places it can take us, the adventures it can take us to, and yeah, just the experiences we're going to have driving this truck through the back roads, the back country, the mud, the woods, the deserts. So we're super excited about that, hoping to share as much as we can about that with you. And yeah, if that's anything that you're interested in, stay tuned, and Lasse and I are going to be here doing our best to share it with you. Yeah, thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Bye.